Pickles, and welcome to another episode of Aqua Forge. Yes, we are back, and we have some kind of plan. I've been busy off camera. We're starting at night. I mean, the one thing I love about this pack is looking out at the ocean is so peaceful. It is such a nice feeling. Now we have a bed, which is over there. We don't have phantoms, which means we can hang around at night for at least a couple of nights before we have to go and hit the bed again, so that they don't spawn. But it looks so nice, doesn't it? And now we're getting some kind of base formed. It means that the drowned can't see us, which means they don't come up and try and get us. Although I have died many times to the drowned so far in this series. Right, we're going out of F5. I'm going to go into F4, which is camera mode, so that you can see what I've been up to. So we've got some kind of rough plan being formed here. As you can see, the rings that are being put round to help me work out how we're going to build this base. So I've now got this in place here. So what the idea is going to be is that we can come in through here on our boat, which is there. We then go up the steps, and then we end up onto a path. And there'll be farmland here. And then again, on this side, it's going to be mirrored, so there'll be farmland there. And in making this section here, we obviously ran out of dirt. Now, there are two ways of me getting dirt. I can go down into the caves, mine away until I find some, or we can do it the easy way. Now, I say it's easy. It's relatively easy. We go to a part of the ocean where there's gravel on the floor. Warm oceans have sand, and the cooler oceans have gravel as their base. And what we can then do, I've got a bit here to show you, we can then craft our dirt by doing that and that. That gives us then, using the gravel, gives us 4 dirt. So we've doubled our dirt. So we keep doing that with more and more gravel. And then when we place it down, yep, we've got a hoe on us. We can place the coarse dirt down, and then we can hoe the coarse dirt, like so, and it becomes dirt. So we can collect that up, or we can hoe it again, and it becomes farmland. So that will help us increase the farmland here. So I think I'll probably be doing that, which then leads us round to these bits here, which are the diagonals, and then this will then open up to be this wide for a platform for some kind of building. How that's going to be for now and what it's going to look like, I have no idea, but that is for future Bobbit to worry about. And then that will then carry on round to here. There'll be another quarter section here, and then that will be another building. We could end up having some trees out the back here, some trees out the back here. This will be the same as the side bits. There's only going to be one entrance, which is that there, which will be really cool. And then that will be the same on this side. So that is the plan. How it's going to look, it's up for discussion, I guess. Let me know in the comment section down below what kind of theme you think I should be building to. Should it be like junkyard theme, Oriental, Viking, futuristic, or kind of like desolate futuristic? It's the futuristic where it used to be futuristic and now nature's taken over. So they are the ideas. The plan is to have a mob farm in here. So today's episode, we're going to start working on that, I think. And I have had some comments in my comment section from the last video, which have helped quite a lot. So I'm going to come out of there, come into this. So we went to a trials chamber last episode. And then at the end of the episode, I was wanting to make a mob farm, but we didn't have any dispensers. And then I was stuck with the fact that the whole idea we were making the mob farm was to get string. But to make dispensers, you need string, because we need to make the bows. Now, there's two things we can do. We can go to the trials chamber, where there were some skeleton spawners, and we can go and hack the skeletons to pieces until they drop bows, and then we can try and make dispensers that way. Bearing in mind, we only need 8, I think. Or we can go to the trials chamber and there are dispensers there, which is a lot easier than waiting for the skeletons, obviously. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. I will see you over there. So here we are at the trials chamber. We're just going to swim down and find our way back in again. So just through here. And the idea for now, I think we're actually going to try and do the chamber. Yeah, we're going to go through the whole thing. I think I've probably only completed a trials chamber once before. So this is going to be interesting, and some of these I'm going to have to redo, like these skeleton spawners that spawned here. We're going to have to redo these because they have reset themselves. So we're just going to try and do these first, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to gather some blocks up. We'll put the blocks round, let's look, round these here before they shoot me. We need to put the blocks up on the spawners so that when they get reactivated, they don't spawn any mobs because they've got no line of sight. So I'm going to collect some of these up. I'll strip all these off so that they don't spawn any more skeletons, and then we'll work our way through the rest of the trials chamber. Oh boy, I think I'm going to take a bed with me because this happens. So we did have extra beds which we got from the chamber. I'm going to have to go and craft myself another boat, and then where are the beds? The beds are There. So I'm going to take another bed with me, and then if we do pop it while the skeletons are getting us, we will just spawn back at the trials chamber. But I also need to make another boat, don't I? So we will grab some more spruce planks, make a boat, and I'll meet you back there. We've got another key! Right. Remember to do this. Always remember to block them off. Cool, right, that's that one done. And some bread. This is what we're supposed to be collecting. I better not forget to do that. We're here to collect the dispensers. There wasn't any up there, was there? I don't think there was, no. So we can come in here. I think we collected everything from here already. So that's one dispenser. So that's cool. 1 level. Another dispenser, 2 levels. We're looking for 8 overall. We've already done that trial chamber. I think we can use the key on this one, though. Yep, there we go. So we'll use the key, see what we can get. Ooh. That's a banner pattern. Cool. That's the gust banner pattern. And what else did we get? We got a crossbow with piercing 2. That means we've got... Ah, cool. We've now got a projectile weapon. So we will carry on. Another dispenser there. That's been emptied. So we'll grab that. That's 3. Is there any more? So this was the husk room that we were in. And last episode, the baby husks proved a little bit troublesome for us, didn't they? So we're just going to go along here. They've all been covered up. So that's good. That is good. We'll have to have a look. Nothing up there that's worth anything. I will put a torch down here, though, because I don't want anything to spawn. Although I think these lights here should cover that. So we're just going to come through here, have a look around here. There's lights there. Oh, yeah, skeletons through there. We might go and clear that area first. That's the entrance. There wasn't much in there. And I don't think there was any spawners down there for us to worry about just yet. So we need to come in here. But if I do... Whoa, that wasn't the idea. Oh. No! Oh. Oh, Betsy, I got an advancement. Sweet. Right, okay. It's not a problem. We now spawn in our tunnel. So this is how I wanted to do the attack in the first place. If I can just... We jump and then attack. So... Like that. I managed to hit him just a minute ago. I don't want to open the door. He's there, look. And we get him. And we got him. Cool. There's one thing that I did want to do in this episode. That's the suspicious stew that's in my inventory there. So we collected 3 suspicious stew in the first episode. And I said that I was going to drink it at the end of the episode and forgot. So let's drink this now. This might be a very bad idea, but we're going to do it anyway. And let's see what happens. Oh, blindness. Cool, got him. That's the spawner up there, look. So it's obviously still making skeletons. Oh, there's another dispenser there, which is good. More skeletons there, and more skeletons there. Oh, great. So we've got another key and some more bread, which is cool. So that's more food, which we're going to need, because I'm running out quite quickly. We do need to block these off as well, though, don't we? There we go. It's got more fire charges in that one, so that's pretty handy. And then if we run over to this one... We have got more fire charges in that one. That's that one. And then down here, we just come down here. There's one down here as well. And we've got some arrows. Cool. So we just grab those. And we've now got ourselves 6 dispensers. So we're nearly there. We're nearly at the 8, which is pretty quick. A lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. We now have 2 keys that we can use. So I'll use one in here. Let's see what we grab. Some iron, some honey, and some more iron. Oh, and an enchanted axe. Just as my axe was getting low as well. So we've got an efficiency 2 axe. I'm going to take that, put that there. If we find another vault, we'll then get some items from that as well. But it's time to keep going. Now, the skeletons are still there. So, I've got a bow here as well, though, which is handy. So, and start shooting them. So I'm going to clear that one out. And if I find a vault, then we'll open it. But I'll get those 2. That's our 8 then. We're pretty much done. We haven't even had to do the whole chamber either. Wind charge. Oh, something we could have done with ages ago, really, wasn't it? Right, so we got that. That's cool. There's no other keys that we've got. No, we managed to get snowballs, and we've got 9 dispensers now. Oh, we've got another one of these. Cool. We've got another hopper. Say one of these. Another hopper and another barrel. So that's cool. I'll collect that. Is there anything over here? I think... Is that the end of the trial chamber? No, that can't be. I think that's just that room, isn't it? So that's that bit done. I'm just going to staircase my way back up. I know I said that I'd meet you back at base, but why not just carry on, eh? We're here. So we have finally managed to get our way out of this trials chamber. So, so we have managed to get ourselves all of these items. So I'm just going to try and point out some of the key items that we needed. So the emeralds are good. These splash potions of weakness are going to be super important for later on in the game. We've got glowberries, which is awesome, so we can grow that. It's another source of food if we need it. And if not, it's just decoration, so that's cool. We've got some buckets of water and stuff like that. So that's from that barrel there. And then in this one here, we managed to get ourselves 8 hoppers. We've got 19 dispensers in all. And we've managed to get ourselves a couple, what's that, 5 wax copper bulbs. So we can also unwax those, and then they can end up becoming normal if we just axe them. Oh, dripstone, pointed dripstone we managed to get. So that's a source of lava, which is cool, which we can add with stuff. Hoppers, I've said before. We've got 4 diamonds. Awesome. 16 iron and a mending book, which is great. So we're going to attach that to a... I'm going to make a diamond pickaxe, I think. And then we'll attach the mending enchantment to that, which would be cool. So I'm going to head back to... Oh, got something in there as well. Flash potion of souls. I'm going to head back to base. I'm going to try and take all this stuff with me. We do have a chest boat up there. Well, I do think it's night time at the moment, is it? Yeah, so I might have to wait for the sun to rise. But we're going to do that. I will meet you back at the base. I may or may not have done some base extensions on the way. So we made it back to base. I've sorted all the items out of the chest and cleared my inventory. It's a bit gloomy weather-wise here, and it's dark, but I'm going to use the night time, rather than just sleeping through the night all the time and getting rid of the days. I'm going to use tonight as a chance to go mining for some more tough, because the way this build's going, it is very tough oriented. So I'm going to go down into our mines, get some more tough, do a bit more building, and then I'll be back with you, and hopefully we can start looking at possibly doing this mob farm. I've done this as well. I just wanted to show you. We've managed to set this kelp thing up. I don't know if I showed it before, but this is now auto smelting our kelp. It doesn't auto exit the produce. And in here we've got our potatoes cooking there as well, so that's good. Good job I managed to get a bow and arrow in that escapade in the trials chambers, because this makes getting rid of these drowned a hell of a lot easier. But I want to utilise getting this XP by making my diamond pickaxe, which I said I was going to make. But we are going to add our... Where is it? I've put the book somewhere. Mending. There we go. Mending book there. So we'll go over here, make ourselves our first diamond tool. Diamond pickaxe. There it is. And then we can put mending on it. Oh, to put mending on it, we need to make ourselves... Have we got enough iron? We shall have to see. I need to make myself an anvil. So if we do 1, 2, 3, that should be enough there. Got ourselves an anvil. So I think that was a good use of iron that we've been collecting. I will put that here along with the stone cutter. And then we can add our diamond pickaxe and our mending enchantment there. So that, well, now we can fix our diamond pickaxe, which is awesome. I am going to go mining, and I will see you back in a sec. We have a wandering trader. I don't know whether he appeared on top of these blocks up here or just decided to start swimming around in the water, but we have one. I'm going to go and get my emeralds, and let's see what he's got to trade. So we have 61 emeralds, so we should be able to trade a fair amount with him, and then afterwards I'm afraid he is going to have to be popped on the head so that I can have his leads. Mind you, he's already missing a llama. Did he only have one just a minute ago? I'm pretty sure he had 2. There must be a lead hanging around in the water somewhere. I will be having a look for that. Anyway, what do we have to trade? We can sell buckets of milk. We can't do, but water. Pale oak, we don't need that. Oak log, we don't need that. Red mushroom would be quite good if I could grab some of those, although we might be able to get those from somewhere else anyway. Cyan dye. Cherry sapling? I could get one of those, I guess. Tulip, don't really need, and black dye we can make. So if I grab all the cyan dye, we've got the other things that we'll be able to get more saplings and stuff from. You have exhausted your usefulness. I'll do this off camera. So we now have a wandering trader head and a pet. We're going to have to come up with a name for him, so please leave your suggestions in the comment section down below, and we will name him once we find a name tag. Anyway, on with What building? Oh, have I been a busybody? Yes, we've got some of the base bit done. I've mined up about 4 stacks of tough, so that's how much building I've done. We managed to obviously see the wandering trader. I did lose the llama in the end, so drowned, hunt, llama. Who would have thought, hey? Anyway, while I'm collecting this, we are going to go and have a look at what I've been up to, and I think it's starting to take hold. It's starting to look good, and then we can start work on our mob farm. Finally, right. I'm going to get up here, jump up here. We're going to shove this into the hopper as much as we can anyway. Look at that, nearly all of it. And then the rest of this can go in here. Cool. So still busy up building up kelp. We've got 25 dry kelp blocks now. We are still harvesting up our potatoes in there, which is cool. But let's see what we've been building. So up into F4 mode. And this is it. This is like, it's taking shape, look. I think it's going to start looking pretty cool. So the ideas being, and I think we talked through it earlier, we've got our 2 farms here, and then our building's going to go between these bits here and here, which are kind of like our diagonals. We are going to have buildings on there, and then we're going to have buildings on here. And then I'm going to lower this bit down here and put some more soil down. And hopefully if we can get some grass blocks, there is a way of getting grass blocks in this game. We can try and find some in caves. Or there is, in ancient cities, underneath the kind of portal thing, there's a redstone room. There's some grass in there, but we need to still touch. But we can also craft grass using dirt and wheat seeds. So as long as we can find some wheat seeds, we can then start crafting up some grass blocks. So we could have grass blocks in here, and then all our trees would be along here. So I think that would be pretty cool there. But this is where our mob farm's going to go. And I've come up with a design and an idea. And it's going to be a bit less flat, shall we say. But anyway, I'm going to get to work with that. The first thing we are going to build is the loot platform, where we're going to collect all our mob loot. And this is our, what I'm calling a loot collection platform. Yes, so this is where the base of the drop chute is going to be for the mob farm. The mob farm is a NEM-bomb design of mob farm. It's one of the most efficient out there. And it's been standing the test of time, really. It's a really nice design. It does what it's supposed to do. And the mobs will basically fall down a drop chute and land here in the middle of this bullseye thing here. But this is where it's going to stand, up here. And that is so that while I'm down here doing stuff, these mob platforms that will end up here somewhere will end up being far enough away from me that they will spawn mobs all the time. So then I can just run up these steps, just up there like so. And then the mobs will be down here and I can just bash them on the head, collect their loot. Loot collection platform. So the next thing I'm going to build is the drop chute, and to build that, we're going to need some more resources. Mainly deep slate. Yeah, so I'm going to be building that chute out deep slate. So I'm down here in our mine at the bottom. I'm going to just build a tunnel, and hopefully we can get some resources at the same time. I've just noticed here. Oh man, look at this. There's lava right above our heads. I'm going to have to be careful. They're out to get me again. Those pesky things swimming in the sea. Yes, the giant manta ray. So the drop tower is done. Like this here. And then we've got all this oak grown here for trapdoors so that we can then do the platforms. But first, before we do the platforms, we need to build our water funnel. Which is this. It's the thing where all the mobs drop into, and it pushes them all into the middle of that square there, so they drop down the drop chute. Now to build spawning platform. And that's the platforms finished. So it doesn't look much from up here, does it? This is the roof, and this is something that we're going to talk about a bit later, because this is the mechanism that runs everything. But first of all, we're going to have a look at what we've been up to. We have got a massive column through here, which we're going to have to column up the side in a minute just to get back up onto the roof. But we're going to be coming down through here to place all the redstone mechanism that runs the whole lot. So yeah, that's all all those platforms. Oof, that was a lot of work. So now to put the redstone mechanism in, and we're going to start off with our dispenser. I've got 9 with me, so hopefully that's enough. We're going to want that facing up, and then we're going to have to chop our way through here. That's a perfect hole there. That lands where our ladder is, so that's cool. And then we're going to take these 2 bits of dirt out here, and we want to place an observer facing up, so that the redstone, which should, yep, redstone faces down. And then if we take that one out there, we'll collect that in a minute. We'll have another dispenser facing up, and then we're going to put the scaffolding on the top. Now, I'll quickly explain this, and then what I'm going to end up doing is repeating the whole method all the way down through these platforms here, because these are the spawning platforms. So the redstone mechanism will trigger the dispenser. The observer will pick that up, and then it will trigger through the scaffold and set this dispenser off to fire out a bucket of water, which will then flush the mobs off this platform. Now, the scaffold's here because sometimes you get a glitch where it doesn't suck it in properly because of the timings. So the scaffold kind of makes sure that this is waterlogged and then kind of locks it in place so it doesn't glitch through. So you get a definite bucket of water released and a definite bucket of water sucked back in again. So you don't end up with platforms, some working while others aren't, and then they all end up out of sync. So that's that done. Like I say, I'm going to carry this on through, so we're going to end up with underneath here, observer, scaffold, and then another dispenser. I'll work my way down. We're then going to work our way back up the side with the ladders and the dirt so that we can get back up through the roof. Patching this up on the way through so that all the platforms are sealed. And then we will put in the mechanisms for the timing. So we'll do the timing mechanism up top here, and all of these will have buckets of water in as well. So I need to go and make some buckets of water to put those in, but they will all be loaded as well. And it's a little bit noisy down here because of the water, but that's all that done up there. I just wanted to show you all that done. So that's the repeating pattern working its way all the way down. That is all done. So we've just got the mechanism left to do. So this should all fire everything at the same time. We're not going to put this on just yet. This is where the redstone is going to go. So what we want to do is we want to put a pressure plate. It's at the top of my screen. We're going to put a pressure plate down here. We're going to put 2 pressure plates there, a pressure plate there, and then 2 fence posts there. Right. Now all we should have to do is place a bucket of water on there. That pushes out that round. We'll get another bucket of water to put there, and that pushes it round to there. And then we can place our boat. If we go this way on here. It did not like that, did it? So if we can push our boat in, that'd be quite cool. Come on. That's it. In you get. In you get. Should just fit. There we go. That is now going to go round and round in circles and should line up there. And there we go. So now all we need to do is place... Nope, not there. We want to put a block on here. And then we're going to put another half slab on top so nothing spawns. As you can see, that's now going round. So next time that comes off the pressure plate like that, we'll now put the redstone here. So this should now trigger off everything coming down here. And I've sealed all of these platforms off now, hopefully. I'll quickly look before it comes round. That is sealed off, sealed off, sealed off, sealed off, sealed off, sealed off. So all these torches will suddenly come out. So this means that the farm will now be active. And we can see that, look, all of those have triggered off. All the water's going. The torches have all fallen down the bottom. And this is working. And it turns itself off again afterwards, see? So that is cool. That is cool. So it's only on while the boat is on this pressure plate, which is awesome. We'll come out of F4. We can now close that hole up there. So that's now sealed. And all we have to do is come down here. So if I just chop that off there, and we can chop another one off there, and we close that off. So that means that all these platforms are now in the dark. And I'm just going to dig these out all the way down. Hopefully nothing's going to have spawned on these platforms because we're close. We should be close enough that nothing happens. So I'm going to just work my way down, digging all the dirt out as we go, and I'll see you at the bottom. And there should be something spawning. And there is our first mob. I just need to collect all of this stuff up before it disappears. I don't want to get hit by that either. I do need to place these fences back in here, but that's not going to be too much of a problem. I shouldn't get seen by the mobs because of all the trapdoors, so hopefully I don't get shot or creepers blown up on the way. I might pillar up with dirt up this side though and do it like that, but I can do that off camera. But look at this, we've now got, I've got 26, a mob farm, and all these, as you can see at the top of the screen, all these mobs are down to 1 heart, obviously apart from the ones with armor on. We've got string. The spiders are popping their clogs as soon as they hit the bottom. So we might not get any spider eyes, but hopefully some spiders land at the bottom there. But we've got ourselves a mob farm, a working mob farm, all done and dusted. Like I say, I'll probably do that off camera. Make sure that's done. Don't want to get hit by... I don't want to get attacked. But that is the episode done. We've managed to get ourselves a mob farm. I'm going to go quickly into F4 so you can see it. Look at this. That is looking good. And once we've got all this bottom bit done as well, I think this is going to be a nice little base. And then we could probably go off and start doing some bases elsewhere as well. I just want to keep this as like our mob farm base. But yeah, look, I think that would make an excellent screenshot, just like that there. If we come over like that, F2, screenshot done. So I'm now going to come back and say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the other content creators' episodes. I'll leave links to their YouTube channels in the description below. Check out the data pack. There will also be a link there in the description below, so there's much to read in the description. Read the description. You should always read the description. I will see you in the next episode, where I think we are going to do a bit more base work and possibly build a house. Ciao for now.